Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Marco, for inviting me and for telling me that as one of the last speakers, I have 20 minutes. Thanks for that. So, autonomy as a service and unmanned life. How many of you have heard the word autonomy as a service? Obviously, Marco. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what this is and why this was not there on the horizon even 6 months ago, and why suddenly this is a hot topic and where we are as a company. So firstly, we are a British company, and we have already scaled to the United States, and we have some offices in Brussels, Paris, Estonia. We're opening one in Hong Kong. And we've done that in the last 6 months with this concept, autonomy as a service. So what it is that you've all heard about autonomous cars, right? You've heard about autonomous robots. They'll serve you water, food. The cars will take you around. But there's one flaw with all of that, is that that is all hardware-driven. And we know, the people who are involved in building the autonomous economy, that you can't swarm a group of 20 cars or a group of 20 robots by themselves. This is just not physically possible. So it has to be done by software, and it has to be controlled by software. And you have to have a software that is able to do that while not being physically present on the car. And that's exactly what we do. We are the software that can control different types of robots, autonomous drones, autonomous rovers, moving robotic arms, put them together, and create an autonomous workforce. So yeah, you can spend your week at home watching TV, and the autonomous workforce will take care of the work that needs to be done. So our vision is to deploy autonomy as a service for most areas of the economy. So that start urban management, postal logistics, telecom, energy. Every area where you have human beings doing manual labor for low value or little added value, that's exactly what we will replace with swarm of robots, with one difference. The robots don't have to be super intelligent and therefore not super expensive. They just have to be smart enough to take instructions. You might say that's already quite hard, right? And the rest is done by the software. The software has the intelligence. So autonomy as a service is now a standard. If you look at Waters.com or TechTarget, they'll talk about the term. Other companies are talking about the term. And we are seen as the pioneers of this term. So in a nutshell, the software runs in the cloud anywhere, connects robots and drones and rovers together somewhere completely different. It can be 7,000, 10,000 kilometers away. We've done this between the US and UK. And these robots and rovers can then do an activity based on commands that you might say. For example, as a warehouse manager, you might say, please do the inventory management of warehouse 32. This is a real scenario. And the robots will actually move in warehouse 32, do that inventory management, all controlled by software. It sounds like science fiction, but it's reality. And what the platform does is that, number one, we do all the integration of the intelligence and the integration. So you, as a user, don't have to worry about what robot, where, how do I manage that, how do I manage the life cycle of that. Okay? Second is hardware agnostic, which means that you are not tied into one supplier or one product family. It can work 24/7. The robots can fly in this room. So 1 week from now, these robots will be flying in the residence of the Prime Minister in number 10 in the UK as part of the British showcase of British technology. They can work without GPS, in different LTE networks or Wi-Fi. And the most important thing is that they integrate with current businesses. So if you go to a large company and say, hey, I'm going to build you a robot army, and by the way, I need all your business data, this is not going to happen. Right? It's just not going to happen. And that is why these deployments are not happening. With our software, the software interfaces with the business data, and the software interfaces with the robots, and therefore, there is no need to do an integration across the chain. That's a very key argument that has clicked in the minds of users. So there are two main areas. The supply chain, of course, logistics, retail, getting you your Amazon packages on time. By the way, we're working with Amazon. Or getting you managing those things that you don't see but are critical to making operations happen. And so there are three main solutions that are working there today. These are deployed today around the world. So there's autonomous parcel sorting. We can sort up to 10,000 parcels an hour in a room like this, just with robots that is the same size or smaller than the chair that you're sitting on. Okay, and there is a company that is now building and deploying that. Autonomous fleet-based parcel delivery. You don't need autonomous cars. We can deliver robots from drones on a normal car. from a normal car. And of course, inventory management. Then there's telco, 5G, big, really big, right? Lots of bets being taken, lots of money, private equity, other money going into that, corporate bonds. 5G alone will not deploy autonomous cars. So we sit between the 5G network or the telco network and enable the autonomy. So that is why autonomy as a service is that you take what is there, and then our software enables the autonomy to happen. So what's happened? This has all happened in the last 6 months that we've gone to the market. We've won 6 global awards in the last 6 months, and I'm hoping to pick up one more next week. We already have offices in 3 capitals in the US and the EU, including San Francisco, London, Brussels. We have customers already in 10 countries, in 3 continents, and this year we are going to record 15x year-on-year growth. 6 Fortune 500 partners, and of course 12 highly skilled people, and that is the map. This was a map that was completely gray 6 months ago, and today you can see the blue. And there are some more countries coming online. So we've been featured and recognized by a lot of people, including the BBC and the CNN, as groundbreaking technology. And this is our current traction. So if you look through the clients, partners, pipeline, the partnerships, you would think this is a 100-person company working for 5 years. But no, this is a 12-person company that's been around for 2 years and has gone to market 6 months ago. So talk about how do you use capital in an efficient way, and how do you scale without breaking the bank and without having to build a small army. So in a nutshell, we have the world's first deployed intelligent autonomy service platform. We have multiple IP protections, including patent claims, of course, customers and partners, pipeline of 50 million, lots of awards. But let's talk about something exciting. This is something actually very tragic. This is the Grenfell fire. Many people died in London exactly 1 year ago. This was the morning of 7th of June, 2017. People were dying. They were still in there. And what we are able to do today was not possible 1 year ago. So this technology did not exist. But today, if there's a fire like that, we can deploy these drones that can automatically scan and map and figure out what is going on and tell the firefighters what to do. That is the crucial difference between saving people and standing and waiting. You cannot do that with pilots. You cannot do that with army. You need to have software to do this thing because it's too dangerous, it's too hard. It needs to be real time, and it needs to be done in an intelligent way. And our software can do that. California, second home. Devastating forest fires last year, October, November. Why do forest fires happen? Do you know? Because it takes almost 10 to 12 days to find out where the fire is. And that's the 20 to 12 days that you've lost. In the beginning, it's very small. It can be stopped in very easily. But by the time you see the fire, it has gone through. Why? Because this is dense forests, and you can't spot. You can't even spot with planes. But you can spot them with drones, which was not possible a year ago. And now it's possible to do that. You can deploy these drones. Some of them will carry telco backhaul, so they'll carry the connection to the telco network, and the others will check the fires. So there are many such applications possible, and in the interest of time, here's the video. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Lots of life in unmanned life.
Yes.